Hello, hi, this is Health Minister Brown back at you again. Still meditating on John chapter 2. Still going through verses 5 to 11. And yesterday, day 30, I was talking about obedience. And that type of tone is still there. In verse 5, it says his mother said to the servants, we're talking about Jesus here, whatever he says to you, do it. Now there were 6 water pots of stone according to the manner of purification of the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece. And Jesus said to them, fill the water pots with water. And they filled them up to the brim. And what I was talking about, these guys were not lazy, man. They did that job. And he said to them, draw some out now and take it to the master of the feast. And with that same enthusiasm, it says, and they took it. Now when the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and did not know where it came from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom and said to him, every man at the beginning sets out the good wine, and when the guests have well drunk, then the inferior. You have kept the good wine until now. So, guaranteed, these guys had already put out the good wine first. But when God touches it, man, when God makes wine, it's better than the best of wines. And the verse 11 says, this beginning of signs did Jesus in Cana of Galilee, and manifested his glory, and his disciples believed in him. So today, I got this title. It's called Chain of Obedience, detailing John chapter 2, verse 5 to 11. And what I learned today was when the chain of obedience is unbroken, we see incredible things, amazing things that happens. And I was just even thinking about even in the army. Even in the army, you see the whole team working together, man. You see wonderful things happen. Even in the business, whatever it is, things happen. So we see here from John chapter 2 through 11 how Jesus, he never questioned his Father. He never questioned God. He just did what he was told, and he just obeyed God. And because of that, because he obeyed God, he just obeyed God, he saw fruit from that obedience. We can see the fruit of that. The miracles and the wonderful things that happened in his life because he was obedient to God. And you know what? I wrote this down too. Jesus did not hinder the Father's work through disobedience. He didn't hinder it. Whenever we're disobedient, we're slowing down, we're stopping, we're hindering the work of God, the work that God wants to do in us and in the lives of other people. We're hindering it. We even see that with Jonah. You remember Jonah and the whale? And because he was obedient, he pleased the Father. And remember what Jesus said too. He says that he always does those things that pleases the Father. The Father is pleased with him because he always does those things which makes the Father happy. Now, what I saw here too was the servants. The servants, they were obedient to Jesus, just as Jesus was obedient to the Father. The servants were obedient to Jesus. And so this single chain of obedience to the Father, it was not broken. And so because it wasn't broken, God's power was allowed to flow freely and bless many people. Can you imagine how many people were at that wedding? And they were all blessed because of the chain of obedience. Jesus obeyed the Father. The servants obeyed Jesus. Jesus heard what the Father wanted to do. He spoke it to the servants. The servants obeyed and they did it. And because of that, they had wine. They were able to save face. And you know what else I got from that too? Because of Jesus' obedience and the servants' obedience, Mary, she was blessed as well because shame didn't come upon her because the wine was taken care of. Can you imagine? She would have been shamed because let's say the servants were thinking, man, we're bringing this water to this the governor. Can you imagine what he's going to think? that would have brought shame on Mary. They would have made her look bad, would have made Jesus look bad, you know. But because they obeyed God, this is what God wanted to do. That water was blessed and transformed and made into wine. So remember that chain of obedience. When God tells you to do something, do it. There's a blessing in that. And the blessing is not just for you, it's for those who are around you. All right, my name is Shaka Brown. My time is way gone over. But anyways, I'm here to help you to enhance the quality of your life. You got any questions, want to make any input, please feel free to leave a comment right there. All right, God bless you, and we'll talk to you next time. God bless.